Hey, welcome back gamers to Gamer Guide channel, and today we're going to be going through some of the patch notes for the brand new Ghost in the Machine patch going live on Thursday morning, tomorrow, which I guess is going to be the 14th of April 2016. And also want to tell you guys that the Golem Sentinel that you guys have seen me play in the last couple of videos got me Protonium 5 on Gamer Guide. And I'm currently working with the 6th iteration and working towards Protonium here in this match on the Rollin account, so I'll probably be double Protonium 5 very shortly. But anyway, that is available on the shop under the Rollin account name, so you can also look up Golem Sentinel 6 if you want to, just to let you know. But anyway, let's get to these patch notes because I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a great addition to the game and one that pretty much anybody playing can be excited about. I didn't really see any major detractions on my first read through, but the patch notes are called The Ghost in the Machine, and it'll be going live on April 14th, 2016. So let's get started on reading through these. First note here is the new Ghost module will be coming out. It's a 305 flop or CPU part, so if you're building something now to get ready for that when it launches tomorrow, 305 flops is what you'll need for it. It's basically a cloaking mechanism, so you activate it to cloak and become invisible, and you only shimmer basically to your allies and enemies. Now it's going to be a little bit more visible to your allies than your enemies. It does consume power over time. You can stay cloaked for about 10 seconds without going completely out of power, and they said even if you're using a power module, it's still going to be 10 seconds, so that regen you're getting off the power module is not really keeping you cloaked longer. So if you fire your weapon or anything like that, you'll uncloak. Taking damage will also decloak you. And it also, that cloaking is going to be a great weapon against people who lock on to you. So if you're trying to evade a protoseeker or trying to evade a missile, cloaking should get you out of that lock. Also, the alignment rectifier and health regen effects are going to be visible if you are cloaked. So if you press to upright yourself or cloak or something, it's not going to be real effective. People will still be able to see those effects of people turning their bots. But that will definitely change the meta. I'm looking forward to it. I have some ideas for some builds using the new Ghost module, especially with sleds and things that are fast. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Let's get on to the next new thing. Yes, there's another new addition to this patch. It is the Ion Distorter Weapon. It's going to behave a lot like a shotgun is basically how it's going to work. It's a close range only weapon, and basically the further away from your target you are, the less probability those little projectiles are going to hit. It shoots 20 projectiles at once, and each one does their own damage. So you got to be real close to get the full effect, and it takes 25% of your power every time you shoot the thing. So it's going to be really damage heavy. Probably not something you're going to put too many of them on your robot, or it wouldn't be a good idea to do that at least. You know, probably 2 or 3 would probably be the most you'd want to do if you're trying to go heavy on the Ion Blaster. It's 245 flops, so it's not exactly cheap, but it is cheaper than a lot of the other specialized weapons. And certainly would be good for anybody like a Tesla robot or a Ghost robot or Stealth robot, as I guess we'll have a new class of vehicle here coming shortly. But that's not the only good things in this patch. There's actually a lot of changes that I like a lot on the existing weapons. So let's go through that. Arrow flak has been modified now, where it's going to be fired accurately from the ground, but if you're in the air, it's going to be a little inaccurate, sort of like a sniper rifle. So it'll be less, it'll be more of an issue if you're playing a flat copter now to get that to work right. And there was an abundance of flat copters, so that should be interesting to see how that changes that dynamic and how inaccurate it actually is. But that will be a change coming up. Then there's also changes to the Protoseeker gun, and I actually like these changes. They're going to be doing more DPS, basically the same as what an SMG would do, but their range has been limited, so it's a close-range weapon too, essentially. So if you're a fast little speedy flyer, you can get in close, or close enough, you can still get your lock-on damage and be able to be nimble and move around and stuff like that while still being able to fire, but do a lot more damage. I like that a lot. I've actually built a little robot that is a drone, basically, and fast-moving and all that. It's lightweight. So I think that will definitely improve that. It's also a medic, so it's kind of a Protoseeker medic combo. I had a lot of fun with it. It might be something I release later. In fact, I might put that up on the shop if you guys are looking for a cool little robot that's a lot different than my other builds. So anyway, you can still raycast, they said, you know, changing your target basically to different people with the Protoseekers on. and they think it's going to be best for like a mid-ranged, agile sort of robot. So I like that a lot. They've also improved the alignment rectifier. I like this a lot. This is from 10 seconds to right yourself to only now 3 seconds. So they're decreasing the time by 7 seconds to get yourself back upright if you flipped or something. So that's going to be great for ground bots, especially people who play sleds and wheels, as that has more of a tendency to flip over. So you a little bit more forgiveness on that. When you have to turn yourself, you will be able to do it a little bit easier. So that's definitely a thumbs up from me. Tesla blades have also been improved. I like this a lot, as they had kind of been out of favor. I hadn't seen very many Tesla flyers lately, but they are going to be making sure they don't use power. And I thought they didn't before, but I guess they did. It must have been a bug in the system. But they've increased the damage basically on them, and I've also added diminishing returns, so more than 2 of them at a time can be actually effective on the enemy. So you could have more that will actually touch the enemy and do damage, as before I think it was only 2 that you could have. So they're increasing the DPS on them, and they wanted to make them more like a potent dagger sort of melee style weapon is the way they explained it. So I think that's going to be great, but certainly good on the new Ghost, with the Ghost module. If you want to sneak up on somebody, you have a fast enough bot to get in close in 10 seconds, then you can spring on them with the shotgun and the Tesla blades, and maybe even the Proto Seekers, and be able to get some good effects. So that should be really interesting. They've also improved wheels. Now this is really cool. I like this a lot because I have some wheeled bots that I enjoy playing, but you know, they just weren't really performing as well as some of the other movement types out there. But now I think we're going to see how it's going. But they've increased the carry capacity of wheels by 50%, so that's pretty huge into itself. So if you were going slow before, your bot might be really speedy now that they've upped the amount of weight it can carry. They've increased the drag above top speed by 80%, so thrusters are going to make them move faster a lot easier. So that should be really interesting. And they've also increased the grip on wheels by 50%, so you're not going to be sliding around as much. You know, getting sideways is fun, but I had a lot of bots when after you got over clock 10, they were almost incontrollable because they would slide so easily when going around corners. So that is going to be a really big improvement. And they've also reduced the turning angle when turning and going around corners and stuff. So it's going to be a little less slidey, a little bit more grippy, so you should be able to get your robots working a lot better now. So basically wheels are going to go a lot faster, and they're going to be a lot more easy to handle going forward. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I made a robot recently with 8 mega wheels on it and some mega electroplates, and then some regular SMGs and nanos. And it's really fast, it's really fun, but now I'm really interested to see how fast it's going to go, because it was already over 200 miles an hour. I don't have any thrusters on it though, so I think I might add a couple and see how that affects it, but we could potentially get some really, really fast moving wheeled vehicles. Alright, let's go on to hover blades. They've also improved hover blades. They do not move when on slopes now. So if you are on the side of a hill, you're not going to start falling down to gravity. It's going to try to keep you steady above that. So I like that a lot. It'll be a lot easier to control. They've increased the speed by 25%, and they've also increased the max carrying capacity by 25%. And that's great, because I just created a brand new medic robot that is a new class. Basically, it's going to be kind of replacing the Electromantis, and it uses all hovers, all blocks. And I got it up to 200 miles an hour, but now it should go a lot faster, because this new carry weight, we should probably be able to get to 200 well before the top overclock level on this new bot. So it's called Neroptix, I think it is, the new robot that I put together, and I'll probably be putting a separate video out on that. I will stick it up on the shop if you guys are interested in checking out ahead of time. But it's basically a medic and combat kind of fusion, where we're using mega SMGs and nanos, and it works great, and I've been able to get top score in a lot of games with it. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So anyway, hover blades. So they've set the balancing up a little bit easier, so that the higher tier ones are going to keep you corrected just as well as the lower tiered ones. So and I never did like that they had changed that. So it's going to be improved a lot now, so it'd be easier to keep your robots upright with the hover blades on. So I like that a lot. There'll also be less drag at top speed, so thrusters are going to again increase your max speed a lot. So I like that. And it says, more lateral dampening, your hover will become stationary more quickly, less momentum when you release directional control, so you'll have more precise control. So you're not going to slide quite as much, you'll be able to stop a little easier. And I like that a lot, because when I was trying to take down towers in battle arena mode, I noticed that I'd always slide over a little bit when you're trying to get good aim with your SMGs, and it's really hard to take out the crystals the way you needed to with hovers. So that should be improved. So overall, hover blades, big improvement. Wheels, big improvement. Insect legs, let's talk about those. They've also improved those. They've increased the carrying mass by 50%, so you can carry a lot more and have a higher top speed overall. So that would be a big improvement, because insect legs, that was probably my biggest gripe on them. They were just too wimpy when it came to carry weight. So I'm liking that a lot. Mech legs, they've also increased the top speed by 30%, and that's the only change on mech legs, but that's a big change as they were really slow before, and jump hovers were kind of required. Now I think you can probably get away without jump hovers and still be going at a reasonable pace. Let's see, tank tracks. They've also increased the speed on those by 10% and improved the ability to transition to steeper slopes easier without getting hung up on stuff. So that should be really nice. They've also increased the torque and friction so they can get up higher, steeper slopes a little easier than before. Alright, so those are all the change on the parts. A lot of really good things coming through this patch. I'm really excited about it. And then we have some bug fixes. So let's go through those real fast. It says fixes the bugs which, with the collision of the cockpit mass. Fix a bug when the level up screen where the animation would finish and you would be left looking at the mothership with no visible UI. Fix an issue with the lowest tier Teslas when they were not consistently dealing damage. Fix an issue where certain robot builds can sink through the floor related to very thin built robots. Fix an issue where hit effects from Seekers was not tracking properly, and fixed a bug with alloying mass collision. So just some minor bug fixes with parts mainly, but all good stuff. So I really like this patch a lot. I think the only thing you could really say that was kind of a nerf or fix, I guess, would be that the aeroflax in air have been nerfed a little bit if you were a flyer. So if you're a flyer using aeroflax, I should say, not if you're a ground unit. So nothing different about the damage dealing capacity, but they're kind of taking that effect or that weapon away a little bit from flying robots. So we should see how that works. And they're not totally taking it out. It's just a little less accurate. So you have to be a little bit more patient, maybe a little bit more still if you're flying a flat copter. But besides that, everything else is really great. I'm looking forward to the new Ghost module, looking forward to the new Ion Distorter Weapon. So definitely check those out, guys. And thanks so much for sitting around listening to me read through the patch notes and getting my perspective on it. 2 thumbs up on this one for me for sure. If you guys are new here, definitely subscribe to the channel and come back soon. I do lots of Robocraft videos here on the channel if you are playing Robocraft. Definitely like that. And you can check out any robots I have up on the CRF under Gamer Guide or Rollin, and I'll probably post some new ones up there today that I've created over the last week. So anyway, guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you real soon here for some more videos in Robocraft and most likely some other games as well. I need to do another reassembly video soon, so I'll probably do another reassembly here sometime. I don't know if it'll be this week because we got so much stuff happening with Robocraft, but probably next week I'll get one out for that. So anyway, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Later.